Oh, sorry. I
Hey,
thought we were at a birthday party, Bob.
no birthday
No.
party today. Although I am going out to lunch with one of my grandsons to celebrate his birthday.
Oh,
That may be where you got confused, Zach.
okay. All right. All right. I got
Yeah.
excited because I thought I was going out for Chinese this afternoon, and it just got taken away. It's all good.
Well, you're
It's all
welcome
good.
to join us, Zach. More than happy to have you.
Oh,
Okay.
come
Hey,
on, Bob.
good morning,
Stop
guys. It's
lying.
Sunday morning, and welcome to the Sunday morning PinePoint Realty Show.
Yeah. So what's
Uh,
new, Bob?
well, it's I'm telling you, I'm getting sick of the snow. Yeah, me and probably a bunch of other people, but right about now, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for spring to actually start.
I don't blame you there. I really don't. I
Yeah,
don't blame you
yeah.
at all.
Yeah, just and I know we live in Maine and we always have that little last hurrah of winter trying to hang on and things like that. So it's not uncommon for us to get that late March snow, early April even.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I remember back in I'm going to age myself here, but back in 1982 when my first wife and my first daughter moved back here from Germany,
Is
we
that part of the
left
colony
April.
days, or
What's that?
is that part of the colony days?
Colony days, almost. But so anyway, we came back on April 6th, and we were supposed to land at JFK about 4:30 that afternoon. Well, about 4:15, we landed in Montreal because the entire East Coast was closed.
Oh,
Wound up finally getting down to JFK about 3 o'clock in the morning. Of course, her being a German citizen had to go through customs, all things like that. Our flights were all canceled. Finally got over to the other airport to get a flight up here to Portland. And man, it was supposed to be a 24-hour trip, doorstep to doorstep, and it turned out to be a 48-hour trip. 6 suitcases, everything we owned in the world, and a 3.5-year-old. So it was tons
yep.
of fun. Yeah, that's my greatest experience of late spring snow.
Oh, jeez.
They got a 23-inch blizzard here, is what it was.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So what's new with you, Zach?
Oh, not a whole ton. Just working, doing my thing. We got to go out and take
Yeah.
a picture. There's a cabin ready for us to show off to the crew. It just got some walls up, so we take some pictures for them. We just got to get out there and do it. But
Sweet.
The weather's been
Absolutely. Yeah.
terrible.
Again, with the snowy weather and rainy weather and things like that. Unfortunately, we can't get a drone up in the air. Matter of fact, it's illegal to fly in this stuff with a drone, believe it or not.
Really?
Not to mention that the moisture doesn't do so well for the drone anyway. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some nice days this week so we can actually get out. Love to get my drone up in the air.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be really great. But
yeah.
Just
sweet. Yeah, actually, I've got a real tiny little one that I bought over the winter time that actually runs nicely through how right inside as well as outside. So I may just try that one out too. That Neo, yeah.
Oh, okay, yep, the Neo, yep. That thing that literally it walks behind me and literally it just sits on the ground.
You're doing something wrong, Zach.
I'm telling you, just literally just flies and then sits on the ground. It's almost like a dog that it doesn't want to do anything. It just wants treats.
It wants to land, just to take some time off. Yeah. That's funny. But, you must have a setting off there somewhere, Zach.
Maybe it just
it's supposed to stay in the sky at least till the battery runs out.
maybe it just doesn't like me.
But anyway.
So Bob, what do we got?
Yeah, no, you may be right.
What do we got going today? Tell the special crew or tell me what we're doing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's springtime, and as we all know, through the wintertime, things in the real estate market usually get a little slow. Well, guess what? Come springtime, they start to pick up, and if you're thinking about selling your home this year, you might want to listen in because we've got a few tips that might be helpful to you to help you get your home listed.
Yeah, so I got some home staging ideas right here. I'm going to show you to start.
Okay.
We'll start with that. Hold on, I got to share the page. Let's see.
Sure. So just add a scene there, Zach, and bring in the source, and we'll be good.
There we go.
Yeah. So while Zach's bringing that up, yeah, staging is a real important part of listing your home. But there really kind of a couple things to maybe talk about maybe before this, though, aren't there, Zach?
Well, we can. I figured we start here because that's where everybody kind of talks, and that's where everyone kind of starts.
No, you're absolutely right.
If I can find the screen.
Okay, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, so
because unfortunately, I'm having a hard time reading it.
All right,
let me get my glasses on.
Usually, everybody calls us. They always want to know what to do with their home, and honestly, I'll tell you up front. The best thing to do is call us and have us come over, regardless of what it looks like. We don't care what your house looks like. We're there to help you figure out a way to sell that house.
So the first step then shouldn't be start rummaging through the house and doing this, doing that, doing that.
No.
The first step should be to give us a call.
Yeah, the absolute first step is give us a call. Kind of like when you're getting pre-qualified as a buyer. Don't just guess what you need to do. Call a lender. Ask them what you should do to increase what you want to buy. Where are your goals? And then, again, it almost starts with us. So talking to us about what you're looking for and getting an idea what price range you need to be in, where you want to be, makes a lot more sense than going around WebMDing it and ending up bankrupt at every time. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Like I said, it goes right along with what we say. Talk is free. Give us a call. Our services aren't free, but if you talk to us, we can help you get to where you want to be. And then you might want to hire us for that service because we're just that good. Come on, Bob. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. I mean, I wouldn't be at PinePoint if we weren't that good.
No, definitely. But, if you want to jump ahead of the game, you don't want to call us. Always start out with decluttering, depersonalizes. You want to be able to see that countertop. You don't want 40 different appliances on your countertops. You want to be able to see the countertop. And then if you go to the fridge, again, we don't want to see 20 million grandkid pictures. We don't want to see 20 million magnet collections. We want to be able to see the refrigerator.
Whoa, wait, Zach. You want me to take down all my personal pictures?
No, just a few. So they can see the wall. The hallway, it's just like my in-laws. I walk down a hallway, literally the whole wall in the hallway is covered in pictures. But let's just take down a few so we can see the little wall. We're not playing the game where you got to cover the white.
No, I hear you. I was just giving you a hard time.
And that's the biggest, and that's the biggest thing about decluttering, is making sure that somebody can actually see the house. They don't want to see your living environment. Your living environment, don't get me wrong, you have to live there. We want you to be comfortable. So I'm not like one of those people that come in and say, okay, let's get a U-Haul. Let's pack everything up. We're gonna stage this so you feel like you're on the Better Homes and Gardens magazine. No, that's not how it works. People just want to be able to see your home. So if you can take a few things out so they can see your house, or maybe rearrange, you might have to be a little uncomfortable during the sale. There was a house a while ago that I walked in, and because it was a smaller house, they made their living room into a dining room and a bedroom into a living room. Well, when we went in and looked at it, we're like, okay, well, I'll tell you the first thing we need to do. We need to get this table out of here. We need to turn this back in the living room, and we need to get you a tiny table for the kitchen. That way it actually looks like a house and it doesn't look tiny.
Right.
Otherwise.
And it actually flows.
Yes. And it'll show a lot better.
Yeah.
And that's the little things that we can do coming into it, because when we're looking at a house, we're looking at it in order to show good for the masses, not for individual people. So we don't want your character. We don't want your personal touch. We want a general touch. That way, the more people that can reach out to, the more money you're going to get, because it's attracted to more people. The more people, the more competitive. And then clean and repair. If you have something broken, fix it. If you have a project, fix it. This is where all those half-done projects come in. You know what I'm talking about, Bob? Walking into a house and going to every room, there's a new project.
Absolutely. I mean, you see little holes that have been plugged up. You've got the it's been sanded down, but unfortunately hasn't been finished and painted. You've got moldings, where somebody's put in a new door, new windows, but they haven't finished the molding. Just little things like that can make quite a difference. And obviously, and the appraiser's looking for that stuff once we get to that.
Oh, for sure. Well, not only that though. Yeah. You get an uneducated buyer that walks in and you see that half done, all that stuff not done. What they see is they see $20,000. They don't see the $1,000 that it may cost to have somebody come in and finish it. They're seeing big dollars.
Yeah, all they start seeing is cha-ching, 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 and yep.
So half done projects, like I said, if you have duct tape on your pipes and it's not really doing anything, get rid of it. Make it, you don't want stuff looking like it's duct tape. As much as I love duct tape, I don't know about you, I use duct tape on everything.
Oh yeah. It'll fix
I think it's the era I came from. We love duct tape. We used to make wallets out of duct tape. We used to do everything with duct tape.
Oh, you know what's funny? I got to tell you this story.
Sure.
When Nancy's sister got married, they were down in Florida. They're real rednecks, and I don't mean that exactly. Okay, they just real rednecks. Okay, but they're big into the farm and things like that. And she actually, unfortunately, she had a motorcycle accident just before the wedding, so she wasn't able to do it. But they were actually going to drag her to the altar behind a four-wheeler in a duct tape John Deere dress that she had made as her wedding dress. Out of green and yellow.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I'd love to see that. That would be great.
It didn't happen, unfortunately, because of the motorcycle accident. But yeah, when Nancy first told me that, you're kidding, right? Duct tape. But hey, yeah. I digress. Sorry about that, Zach.
Oh, you're fine. You're totally fine. So declutter, clean, and repair. So that's the biggest thing. Clean. That's a lot of times what we find out. Get your house to a point where it's just picking up during showings. That way you don't have to keep it clean all the time. You can just pick up a couple things after, before a showing. Make it easy for yourself. Set it up so it's easy to pick up. That's the little stuff. So painting, if you have, touch up the paint a little bit, that goes a long way. Just make sure you're not using the wrong paint, because then you'll see spots. So at that point, you might just want to put a nice one coater on to clean it up a little bit, just because that way, if you do.
So I can go ahead and use my orange and purple.
Yeah, do it up. Let's do polka dots. Might sell better. Any little thing.
No, let's stick with the neutral colors.
What's another thing that's common that we see all the time? I'm trying to think. What's a common thing? Disrepair that people never pick up on. Light bulbs. Making sure your light bulbs match. I don't know about you, but when I walk into a house and I see 4 different light bulbs and one what do you call it? Light fixture. It's like that looks horrible. A little attention to detail like that will go a long way. Making sure that you have all white lights and not the yellow lights, or all yellow lights versus white lights. Making sure your outlet plates match. That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure you didn't paint over the outlets. That might be another little thing that turns people off. All little things like that. And then
so yeah, it sounds like we're being really nitpicky here, Zach. But I mean, these are really the little things that aren't really that expensive that you can do in your home that can really make your home worth quite a bit more, because that instant appeal is automatically going to have your home here in their minds rather than here. As far as price wise.
The other thing too is making sure the areas that they're going to open doors to, like closets, back porches that never get used, declutter those. Clean them out. they always say if you haven't touched it in 2 years, get rid of it, or else it's just going to sit there. Picking up your backyard, that's another big thing. Don't make sure pick up all the debris that's sitting around. Stuff like that, people really do pick up on it, and it really does. It really shows bad on your house, unfortunately. It's just little details.
No, absolutely.
Dishes, making sure the dishes are done. Making sure your bathroom doesn't look like that 40 appliance countertop. Making sure that's decluttered. Make sure it just neat and tidy. It doesn't have to be like spick and span. It doesn't have to be white glove clean. Just making sure that the people can actually see the house and not your stuff. And that's really the end of it.
Well, and I have been in, unfortunately, some of those homes that those things have not been done. And honestly, when you bring your clients through, they're wanting to see, what do the walls look like? What do the floors look like? And if they're covered with stuff and they can't actually even see them or get to them, it makes it difficult to make that decision.
And then the other thing too is understand why if you're going to sell your house. I think a really good thing, it's more of a psychology thing you've got to put your mindset into when you're going to sell a house. You almost got to think about, why are you selling a house? You're going to sell the house. So you got to stop thinking about all the stuff you love about the house. But if there are items that you really love about the house, making sure that they amplify. It could be the backyard. So clean that backyard up, make it look really well. Side note, I understand right now it's a little hard, but making sure that things do show well. Make sure those things that you really enjoyed about the house, you pass on to the next buyer, because that's going to amplify the price tag on your house.
Because even though we're selling, a house, the property that it's on a lot of times can make a big difference to the potential buyer as well.
It's the curb appeal, and when it comes to curb appeal, it's attraction. And actually, it's funny. I ran into a seller years ago. I went to their house, and they said, "Look, there's so many flowers around this house, and it's beautiful, beautiful property, great thing, but the problem was they weren't gardeners. They didn't know they weren't going to go out there and weed. They weren't going to go out there and do this. So they were kind of shocked when I told them what to do. What do you think I told them to do, Bob?
Now, you said they were gardeners.
They bought a house that had beautiful gardens, and they just never touched them. They never maintained them. They didn't know what to do with them. So they didn't want to ruin they didn't want to ruin the curb appeal, but they wanted to get it looking nice.
Yeah. I mean, if it's something that obviously, depending on what it is, I mean, you either want to go ahead and spruce it up or take it out.
Yeah, I told them to mow it.
One of the two.
I told them just get rid of it, mow it, because if you're not going to maintain it this whole time, it's going to look a lot better without it. And don't get me wrong, flowers and all that do help sell a house, and trust me, it's very attractive. But also could be a detractor, because if you have a lot of gardens, you've got somebody like me that comes by, and I'm like, geez, that's a lot of maintenance. I don't want to deal with that. It's true.
Gardening's not for everyone.
So like I said, the gardens can be a positive, or it can be a major detractor. Because some buyers are going to go in there saying, oh shit, well, I can't make this look like this every day, so why would I want it? It just adds more work to my day. So thinking like that, realizing that when you sell your home, I think that's one of the misconceptions a lot of sellers go into. They're like, well, this is what I would want. I'm like, well, It's not about what you want anymore, unfortunately. And I don't mean to sound mean when I say that, but it's about what the buyer wants.
And the more neutral you can make it, the
for sure. But at the end of the day, you know what the best thing to do is? Give us a call.
Call us.
Like I said, we don't mind stopping by, even if you're not selling for 3, 4, 5 years, just to get an idea what a third party would do to your house to help you improve value or improve saleability on the market.
No, I would highly agree with you, Zach. Pull us up here a little bit more on the camera. But yeah, no, I would highly agree with you, Zach. The curb appeal can make a big difference, but the presentation of the inside of the house, can make it or break it. It really can, because I literally have been on a few showings that we have opened the front door, kind of took a couple steps in, looked around, and no, and walked right back out.
And there's one other thing that a lot of people don't understand. And this is gonna when you're talking about somebody's house, it can get really finicky. You want to be careful because you don't want to offend anybody. But maybe having somebody that has never been in your house, like somebody that just you never have over, like, what would you say about my house? Just get a third, and that's where we come in, because we do it every day. We see it all the time. We can kind of give you an idea where it falls on the thing. But there's one other thing that a lot of people forget about. It's scents. What does your house smell like?
Scent.
And unfortunately,
scent. Yes.
Unfortunately, you can't be the one to judge that, because a lot of times you are so accustomed to what your home smells like that you have no idea. So having somebody come in, because no offense, when I walk into a house that smells like cat piss, excuse my language, I walk right out because I can't stand it. It's just so gross. Yep. And I like cats. I love cats. Yep. I love animals. But that actually, I hate this. At least for me, that's probably one of the biggest detractors. I'd rather see a very cluttered house, but if you have a smelly house, it's not a good day.
Yeah. Like you said, the cat smell, or even for that matter, the smell of dog in a house, even can be quite overwhelming.
Yeah. So like I said,
but mold, mildew, all of those things can make a big difference as far as how the house smells, and that can make a huge difference. You're absolutely
making
right.
Sure, and that really comes into hiring somebody too, making sure that agent is honest with you, because a lot of people just want to gain your business. No offense, if I walk in, your house stinks, I'm going to tell you. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like just.
No, we're there to help, and you want an honest, assessment of where your home is at. I mean, it makes no sense to put your home on the market and then have multiple people marching through and then getting nobody interested. I mean, you start to wonder, okay, what's going on? And unfortunately, a lot of times, we tend to get blamed for it. We're not doing our job as well as we should. But unfortunately, a lot of times it does wind up coming back to the home and how it presents itself.
And honestly, at the end of the day, that's what we're there to do. We're there to be honest to you. We're there to, it's like the old expression, we're going to tell you when there's a booger hanging out of your nose. We're not the type of people that's going to let you walk around with a booger in your nose. It's true. It's just like a stinky property. You don't want to be the stinky property. Like Big Daddy, the movie. You don't want to be the stinky kid in the classroom.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so Zach, I heard this from someone a while back. My brother-in-law came over, and he knows we're trying to sell the house, and he really thinks that we should go ahead and upgrade the kitchen, and thinks we should put about $50,000 into it to go ahead and upgrade, because it's going to increase the value of our house greatly.
No, you got to be careful with that, because value falls under highest and best use. So does it make a new use for it, or does it just improve the quality? If it improves the quality, you're going to get tens of thousands. You're going to get tens of thousands, but you're not going to get like multiple tens of thousands. You're going to get like 10,000. Because that's the difference between a great kitchen and a basic kitchen. You're not going to get a whole lot. Or an improvement, finishing the basement. When an appraiser walks in, remember, that's only half value. That's not full value. So if a full upstairs remodel was done and it's worth $50,000, the same remodel in the basement would only be worth $25,000 on appraisal. So you got to be careful with that. And the other misconception too here, Bob, I want to bring up because we're running out of time here. But appraisals, a refi versus a new purchase, those appraisals are not the same. And a lot of consumers have that conception that they go to refi. Yeah, I got a refi. My house is worth $400,000. Well, on the open market, it's only worth $350,000. What are you talking about? It's true. Appraisals are looked at differently on refi, and appraisals are looked at differently on new purchases. But the more your house stands out to the masses, the more money you're going to get. The more unique your home is, the more we're looking for a needle in the haystack. It doesn't make your, and usually unique brings your value down, not up, unfortunately.
Well, and again, if it's too unique, you also cut down the amount of people that you're going to have coming through that are going to be interested.
That's just like that's the needle in the haystack type expression. So,
absolutely. So, the first thing you should do, if you're thinking about selling your home, okay, even like Zach said, even if it's 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road,
only freaking 10 years down the road. I don't care. I can't tell you what the value is going to be 10 years down the road, but call. What the hell? We bring you a free coffee, maybe. I don't know. Whatever you want.
Or you can make us coffee, one of the two.
Or lunch. I'll come over for BLT. It's all good.
Sure. But yeah, I mean, that's the first thing you really should do. Give us a call. Talk is free. We don't mind coming out and taking a look at things and advising you as to what can be helpful and selling your home and getting the most money for it. I mean, that's really what it's all about. Get it sold in the least amount of time and get the most money for it. That's what we have.
Exactly. And like I said, you can never call too early. And if you call us, we're not going to be over there saying, hey, you got to sell tomorrow. You got to sell tomorrow. No, we're here to when you're ready. Even if you don't sell and you just want to make sure that you're doing something, you're not doing something crazy, we're here to help you. Give us a shout. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. So I guess that pretty much wraps up, what we were going to be covering today, Zach. Or did you have anything else you want to add?
No, I guess we're just the friendly neighborhood real estate office, right?
Absolutely. And we're just down the road. So like we say all the time, guys, talk is free. So give us a call. We'd love to talk to you.
Hold on, Bob. Our services aren't free.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But
no.
Talk is free. I want to clarify that because somebody came up to me like, oh, so you have free service. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. Call, we'll talk to you, we'll prep you, we'll get you going. And then when we're getting into the stage where it's going to cost you, it's all up front. We tell you up front. We're not going to let you do something that's going to cost you. We're what's that word? Transparency? Yes.
Transparency.
We try to be
absolutely. We're very transparent
to let you know. But we're here to do the best job for you. Yeah. Why would you want to go with the cheap guy? He's not going to tell you that. We're not the expensive guy. We're not the cheap guy, but we're here to help you as best we can. We're here to work with you. Again, talk is free. Well, I can't figure out this camera, Bob. It's all messed up.
You've been looking off to the side the whole time. I think you're looking at your monitor.
I don't know.
Right?
I can't. Okay, so I'll move it over here.
No. Okay, back to the center. Yeah. Okay, eyes up. There you go. Now you were looking at. There you go.
I'm looking at. I don't know. I'm looking at something. I'll figure it out.
I have the same problem because the monitors sometimes can be over here. We've got stuff going on here, and then of course the camera is up here. So I tend to be looking out in the wrong direction a lot of times myself. But anyway, guys, we're going to wrap this up today. We always enjoy having you join us 11 o'clock every Sunday morning. The PinePoint Realty Sunday morning show.
Is there something you want us to talk about? Leave it in the comments. We probably get to it the next show too. So
absolutely. Yeah. We'd love to hear from you as to what you'd like to learn more about as well, because again, we're here to help, right? Okay. So anyway, guys, till next time, expect an amazing day. Take care.
Call me.